We got new champions of Europe, and their names are Italy. I'm happy guy. I'm Italian, so I'm very happy that Italy got the win. They were making it pretty far, and I was really hoping that they got that win. England, that team, they had themselves an amazing Euros, but at the end of the day, Italy was just a better team that day. They ended up winning 3-2 on penalty kicks. The score was tied at 1-1. And overall, this was a very interesting game. It was a very intense game. Overall, defensively, it was a very great game. I'm gonna go to the stats real quick. Let me explain something. If I had to look at these stats, I had to pick anything out. Italy was the more aggressive team, and I expected them to be more aggressive defensively. Offensively, I expected it to be fairly even, but it wasn't. Italy was absolutely the most aggressive team that game. I mean, you look at it, they had 19 shots, and 6 of those shots were on target, compared to England's 6 shots, and 2 of their shots were on target. Italy had the possession of the ball 66% of the time, opposed to England's 34%. They had 820 passes opposed to England's 426. They had a pass accuracy of 88% compared to England's 74%. They had 21 fouls opposed to England's 13, which I expected Italy to have the most fouls. They had more yellow cards in the Euros than England, so I expected them to be the more physical team. They had 5 yellow cards in this game opposed to England's 1. Red cards, nobody received a red card. They had 5 offsides opposed to England's 1. And then last but not least, Italy had 3 corners opposed to England's 5. So overall, I could say like they were more aggressive, and that's the reason why they got the win. But I'd be lying to myself because that's not the case. Okay, because it didn't matter how aggressive they were. It's either they had both teams had some opportunities, but at the end of the day, both teams did an amazing job at defense. And again, I look at it, and the goalies for both teams did an absolutely amazing job. Donnarumma and Pickford, they absolutely did an amazing job. Now Donnarumma, he didn't have himself as action-packed of a night as Pickford, considering the fact that Italy's defense did an amazing job. But he still played a great game. And Pickford, I gotta give him a lot of credit. Only 1 goal scored on 6 shots on target, 19 shots on the goal in general. Pickford had himself an amazing game too. And not only that, Pickford has had himself an amazing Euros in general. But overall, this team, they really did fight defensively. They really played a great game. It was a very physical game. And 123 minutes was not enough to declare a win. Oh, no. They had to go to penalty kicks. And these two teams have been rivals for the longest time. So it's only fair that they go to penalty kicks. This was such an intense rivalry that it had to end in the most intense way possible. But you know what? I mean, let's get to it, okay? Italy ended up starting with the ball. Berardi, and he ended up scoring. So Italy ended up leading 1-0. Harry Kane returned the favor, so it was tied 1-1. Bellotti, his shot, it was saved by Pickford, and Pickford made a great save, so he ended up keeping the score tied. Harry Maguire, he ended up scoring the next goal, so England was up 2-1. Bonucci ended up scoring on Pickford, making it tied at 2-2. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Here's where England kind of just choked, all right? Marcus Rashford, he ends up shooting it, but his shot goes off and it hits the left post. It was so close, but it hits the left post. So again, England could not capitalize and get ahead. So then Bernardeschi, he ended up scoring, so giving Italy the lead 3-2. Sancho, he ended up taking a shot, but that shot ended up being saved. So Italy kept the lead. So then Jorginho, he ended up shooting, but then again, the shot was saved. It went off the post. And overall, Pickford, he made a great save right there too. He made himself a great save. He stayed in front of the ball. He guessed it right. It hit the post. So it was unlucky for Jorginho. And then last but not least, Saka, one of the youngest rising stars in soccer. He ended up he took the last shot. It was saved, and then Italy ended up winning 3-2 on penalty kicks. So overall, it was so intense, it wasn't even funny. And you know what? I'm happy Italy won, and not just because I'm Italian, but because England. Not all fans, because there are fans of England who are great people, but a lot of these English fans, they have been out of control. And I mean out of control. We're talking about pointing lasers at goalkeepers, fireworks being let off during the Denmark national anthem. We're talking about they try to storm the place before the game even started. And after that, I've heard there was some racial slurs towards a lot of the players on England who missed the penalty shots. It's absolutely unnecessary. These England, and then after that they riot. Like, I mean, it's absolutely been crazy with England. Like, seriously, like these fans are absolutely been insane. But you know what? It shows how important soccer really is to them. But overall, there's no excuse for all the stuff that's been going on with England fans. I'm not pointing to all England fans. A lot of okay, but a lot, but there's been England fans who have been absolutely going psycho. Throughout throughout this whole Euro tournament. But overall, I'm Italian, so just that alone, I wanted Italy to win. They've absolutely had a great season. England, they're absolutely a stacked team. There's no doubt about it. Like I was surprised. Raheem Sterling. I mean, you look at this team and they're absolutely stacked. You look at Marcus Rashford, you look at Sancho, you look at Saka. I mean, they are absolutely a stacked team. Harry Kane. I mean, Pickford has been an amazing goalie. But you know what? Italy had some great players too. I can't. Italy played an amazing game. Bonucci played very well. I mean, you really look at it. Chiesa has been a great player for this team. Insigne, Immobile, I mean, Jorginho. Overall, this was a very, very good game. England, I think they have the most well-known players. I think England personally, if you look at those players, they were the most talented team. But Italy, I think, was the most well-rounded team, and I think that's what got them. I think that's what got them so far through the Euros. And it doesn't matter because now they're champions. They capitalized on their penalty kick, something that England wasn't doing. And overall, Italy are the European champions. So congratulations to Italy. As for England, you guys had an amazing season, no doubt about it. You guys played an amazing. You guys had an amazing tournament in the Euros, but it came down to one penalty kick, and it was just unlucky. So, with that being said, congratulations to Italy. As for England, it's back to the drawing board. I wish all the players the best of luck, and again, congratulations to Italy. Well deserved.
Yeah, man. First of all, congratulations to Italy on winning the Euro 2020. It was a really good game, like you said. It was a defensive game. The way it ended was very interesting too with that penalty. But yeah, I ended up watching the highlights. Again, I was relatively busy this weekend, so I didn't really get to catch the game. But what I did catch, I was driving around Providence, and people were going crazy, bro. The bars, the streets was crazy. It was filled with the green and red and white. It was insane, Mario. Um, and you might be wondering, well, how is that the case? Well, Rhode Island, which is the state that we live in, it's very Italian. So it's very very Italian, just like how Massachusetts is like Irish and Portuguese people. So there's mostly Italians here in Rhode Island. So I'm not surprised that they're rooting for their home country, like Mario said, or their country or their heritage, like Mario does. And I'm happy for them, because again, it's their first championship since 1968. So to see them finally celebrating something, be happy, like us New England fans when we crowd the damn streets when we win the series or when we win the Super Bowl or whatever. That's what they're doing, and I love to see that. But going to the game overall, Mario, like you said, it was a really good game, very physical game too. Um, but yeah, overall, very defective game. It just came down to who's better offensively. You look at Italy. Italy was the more complete team, in my opinion. It wasn't a shot against England. They had a great offense, but the defense just wasn't as good as Italy. So who's the better offensive team? And that's just what ended up happening. The defenses surprisingly stayed on par with each other, and the offenses did for quite some time too. Again, it was just who had the better offense, and Italy just had the better offense, and that's how they won. And I always talk about defense is key, and the defense held. And that's just what happened. In order for that offense to rise and shine, that defense needs to rise and shine as well. So to Italy, congratulations to you guys on winning the Euros. As for England, you guys did an amazing job. I gotta give you guys some credit, but again, it's back to the drawing board. So with that being said, best of luck to both teams. Again, congratulations to Italy. And as for England, it's back to the drawing board.